You're an artist on record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. And right now, it was breaking news earlier, and I am late to the game, but we have to pay tribute to the one and only Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis has passed away. It is official that he had passed away. Um, Earlier, I guess a couple of days earlier, TMZ had posted that he passed away on October 26th. Then they took it back, but the legend has passed away, Mr. Jerry Lee Lewis. And we're going to talk about him and all the great stuff that he has given us and much, much more. But don't touch that dial. It's all happening now on Artist on Record. Tenn. Welcome back, everybody. The legend Jerry Lee Lewis has passed away, and we're here just to tell he's one of the first true rock and roll musicians. One of the first true rock and roll musicians that came to fame in 1957 with his hit "Whole Lot of Shaking Going On" and proved to the world that a piano man could play front and center in the world's biggest stages. He stirred up some trouble in his days, once lighting a piano on fire on stage with a Coca-Cola bottle of gasoline to close out the show. And other rock legends have said that they never wanted to follow Jerry Lee Lewis's performance. Well, here's a clip of Jerry doing his stuff.
Your love drives a man insane. You broke my will. Oh, baby.
He is cool. He is cool. And that's Jerry Lee Lewis up there. But everybody, thank you for joining in. And the legend has passed away. Really quick over here, Jerry Lee Lewis, rock and roll star, passed away at the age of 87 years old. And you've seen a couple of people have reported previously on October 26th, TMZ had reported that he had passed away. Then they retracted that. But it is official that the legend is gone. And it's one of the last of the Mohicans. You know, you think of people like Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley, Little Richard. Jerry Lee was the last of them. He passed away in his Mississippi home south of Memphis, Tennessee. One of the rock rebels to emerge in the 50s and just captured an era. Some called him. His nickname, as you know, the piano player also called himself the Killer, with songs like Great Balls of Fire, A Whole Lot of Shaking Going On. Here's an interview with Jerry on the Dick Cavett Show. Check it out.
And a signal of the imminent downfall of society. There actually were people who felt that was true. You have another chance to get to know the one and only Jerry Lee Lewis. Yeah. I'm talking with Jerry Lee Lewis, who's sitting right here. It's amazing.
Thank you very much.
Great Balls of Fire.
Thank you, Dick. Great balls of fire, a whole lot of shaking going on.
Yeah, yeah. Can you remember the words to Great Balls of Fire? That was always a favorite of mine.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain.
Can you remember any of the words?
Very sexy song.
What came after that?
Too much loving drives a man insane.
Yeah. And then what?
You broke my will, but what a thrill.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, honey. Great balls of fire.
Come on. Very cool. That's a legend. That was a rock and roll legend. And listen to those words for back in those days, huh? 1957 on the Steve Allen Show, doing a whole lot of shaking going on and just shaking up the world. Come on.
Too much love drives a man insane. Love is good. You're fine. So kind. She's great balls of fire.
It's cool. Well, you know what, Jerry Lee? Thank you for the good music you've given us and how cool you are and will always be. Rest in peace, and our prayers and thoughts and go to your family as well out there. Jerry Lee Lewis, to this day, Keith Richards has a big picture of him at his backstage before the Stones go on stage of Jerry Lee and his, if he's drinking whiskey, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a cool picture of Jerry Lee by his piano, right by Keith Richards, the whole setup over there. And over here, I see a couple of comments popping up here. Hey, Karen, great to see you up here. He inspired many, and I'm sure you guys all remembered the movie with Dennis Quaid portraying Jerry Lee Lewis when he married his young cousin. I believe she was 13 back then in the 50s. I'm not sure, but if you do know, put the comments down below. And if you missed the live chat right now, make sure you comment in the feedback. And what was your favorite Jerry Lee Lewis song? I'd like to hear what you have to say about that. But he died at the young age of 87 Friday morning. Jerry Lee Lewis, one of the last of the Mohicans of the great. All righty, everybody. Well, I'm Stefan. Good to see you all here. Let's maybe take a little look more of the Dick Cavett interview. I thought it was pretty cool. I'll share it with you guys.
Yeah,
Pure poetry. When you,
that's right.
when you were,
That song is.
oh yeah. When
I
you
didn't
were,
write it, though. Otis Blackwell did.
yeah, giving credit where it's due. When you were at the writing the crest of the rock and roll wave and all of that, did you realize that there were people who actually thought that rock and roll was a communist plot to undermine the morals of America?
I never thought that much about it. Could have
Yeah.
cared less.
Yeah? You mean you might have been part of a communist plot and you don't care?
Well, if my music, the way I sang it and play the piano and do it, if it's a part of a communist plot,
That's right,
I
Steve.
have to be communist, I guess. And I'm not communist. I'm an old Louisiana boy from Faraday, Louisiana.
Yeah?
Mean as hell.
How do I know you're telling the truth?
But
Oh, there really were, there were people who said this is...
Disagree with him and see what happened.
Oh, okay. No, there were people who said this is, this train.
He was cool,
You're an old
man.
Louisiana boy.
old Louisiana boy, that's
From
right.
Bio Country?
I understand you married a girl from Greenwood, Mississippi.
I did?
Dick Cavett was cool too with him. Good chemistry they had together. It's told out that one man made Elvis Presley cry, and it was Jerry Lee Lewis. I don't know if that's true, but I heard these stories. Well, anyway, everybody, he's a legend, and he was great with his crazy blonde hair, with swing in his face while he was playing those pianos back in the day. Thank you, Jerry Lee. Until then, everybody, I'm Stefan. Thank you for being here with us, and we'll catch you all later. All righty? Bye-bye, everybody.
Great balls of fire!